All right, thanks everybody for being here. I'm gonna call the October 21 meeting of the Economic Development Committee to order. A physical quorum of the members is physically present. I will entertain a motion to permit those members not physically present due to personal illness or disability, employment purposes, or for the business of the board or family or other emergency to participate by video or teleconference. Do I have a motion?
Thank you. So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Welcome, member Hayter.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
All right. Can I get a roll call?
Chair you,
Here.
Vice Chair Galatzi. Here. Member Martinez.
Here.
Member Eckhoff.
Here.
Member Childress.
Yes.
And Member Heather.
Thank you. We have public comment, Amy?
We do today. Do you need to read?
Yes. Under the county board rules, total time for all public comment shall not exceed 30 minutes, and each person's, it's actually 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And
The total time shall not exceed, but 3 minutes for each person.
yeah, and each person's remark shall not exceed 3 minutes in length.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have Jim Staley.
Oh, can we do the other?
Sure. Nathan Karsten.
Hello, I'm Nathan Carson, the Executive Director at the Marriott Naperville. I just want to take a moment to thank you all. I understand you'll be talking about the transportation grant program that you guys participate in. I am a hotelier and I have won a couple of them and I appreciate that. With me winning them, I was able to win the business, obviously. I won a great association piece of business for last September and I won an outstanding church program in March of last year. Actually this year. So unfortunately, that program will go south next year, but it'll come hopefully back in 2027. So these are vital for us to win, especially being a Naperville product. And with the competition in Rosemont and the Northwest and even in Chicago, these type of programs really benefit us to bring the people out to DuPage County. So I want to thank you for the opportunity and I hope you continue the process.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Jim Staley with Midwest Transit. We're a transportation supplier to the Chicago hotel community. Been in business for 57 years. We supply 106 hotels here in the Chicagoland area. We've also benefited from the grant. I think an excellent example is Treehouse Foods based in Oak Brook, always had their meetings in the Rosemont area. Their primary reason was to take advantage of the free transportation back and forth from the airport. They got a grant. We were able to convince them to move their meeting to Oak Brook almost 3 years ago now. Now they have all of their meetings in Oak Brook. We've benefited from it for 3 years, bringing them back and forth. A lot of companies that used to have meetings in the Rosemont area, again, a big reason why, free transportation from the hotels. But with the changes at O'Hare Airport, you've got to walk to a middle part of the terminal with your luggage. If you came in internationally or on Delta, you have to take the train. We literally can transport people to DuPage County hotels in about the same amount of time as it takes them to walk to the central part of the airport and go to an O'Hare area hotel. And that's been a big benefit. ASGE here and we just handled the World Aquatics in Westmont, a huge swimming competition. And so it has been a great help. It has been a great help and kept a lot of people employed. And so obviously we'd like it to continue in any way.
Thank you so much for the public comments. Okay, so for Chairwoman's remarks, I'm actually, in the interest of time, not going to have any remarks, but I think we'll have time at the very end to talk during old business or new business about any workforce WIOA funds updates. So thanks. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes 25-2459 from September 16, 2025? I got a motion from Member Childress and a second. Do I have a second? Second from Member Martinez. All those in favor say aye. I'm sorry, were there any revisions or edits with regard to the minutes? And hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that passes. So we are moving straight on to our presentation with Choose DuPage. Thanks so much for all the Choose DuPage members here today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Before I start, timing is everything. That's such great news on the transit grant, especially with Treehouse Foods and ASGE, because those are two businesses that Choose DuPage worked to recruit to DuPage County, and transit and having their meetings here was a big part of the economic development win. So it's nice to hear that that is coming full circle. Before I begin, I would like to just take a moment to introduce some guests that I brought with me today. Our private sector co-chair, Karen Sharvat, is joining us today. Karen serves as the private sector co-chair of Choose DuPage. Our vice chair, Jim Mark, Karen's power forward DuPage. Jim is with White and Company. Beth is also on our board, and of course, our staff members are here, Cindy, Klima, and Rita Hockey, to answer any questions that you may have regarding various programs that they run. So I'm just going to dive right into it and ask for the next slide, please. Let's talk a little bit about Choose DuPage. The next slide. This is our biannual meeting where we come to you and talk about our scorecard, talk about what we've done for the last year to justify our continued appropriation and our continued service agreement with DuPage County. Most of you, if not all of you, know who we are and what we do. We promote business quality, business attraction, business retention in DuPage County, and support and promote the DuPage difference. Next slide, please. Every morning we wake up and we come to work with these three goals in mind. First and foremost, to grow, retain, and attract business to DuPage County, support any countywide economic development initiatives that this committee or the county board chooses to enact, and educate and make our businesses aware of policy issues critical to the needs of our regional economy. Next slide, please. Notably, we are a public-private partnership. So your annual contribution, which this year is in the budget for $425,000, is matched nearly dollar for dollar with a private sector contribution. So every dollar that the county invests, a business or a series of businesses invest to fund the operations of Choose DuPage. We're very proud of the fact that our private sector contributions continue to outpace our public sector contributions. Next slide, please. So how did we do in 2025? How many businesses did we attract? How many businesses did we work with, et cetera, et cetera? Next slide, please. We report our wins or our project successes based on the criteria listed on the right side of this slide. $1 million or more invested, a net gain of 20,000 square feet of real estate development, 20 or more full-time jobs, a headquarters facility, or significant Choose DuPage involvement. Now, there are clearly a lot more than 75 projects that happened in DuPage County, but we don't talk about when an ice cream store leaves and a shoe store comes in, or smaller deals. We're kind of, while we work with all of those businesses, now more than ever, for our project criteria, we report on businesses that meet the criteria that I just mentioned. So in 2025, we had 74 projects, which led to about 2,000 jobs and about 1.5 billion square feet of development in DuPage County. Development could be raw development, where a new building comes out of the ground, new space is added onto a building, or space is redeveloped. That's down 9 projects from last year, but pretty consistent at the end of the day. Again, as long as interest rates have the notion of instability, there's going to be some headwinds as businesses decide whether or not they're going to make the investment this year or wait for a more favorable interest rate. Next slide, please. Here, we've been charting this for 10 years now. So you can see we're typically somewhere between 75 and 150. 2022, that was coming out of COVID when there was a lot of money sitting on the sidelines and businesses were ready to invest. But it has been 1,268 projects that we've been involved with since 2015. Next slide, please. This does not happen without the work of our staff. So if we can go to the next slide, please. What does our staff do? We are the intake spot for RFIs, requests for information. That's typically the way a deal starts in DuPage County. A request for information is issued either by a business, a site selector, or a consultant. It comes into our office and we identify real estate resources for attraction and expansion. We're working with members of this very committee right now and trying to find space for them. We're working with other partners at the Regional Office of Education and trying to find space for them. And then, of course, our business attraction marketing campaign is a critical component of what we do every day. Next slide, please. So that starts with meetings. How many meetings do we attend? How much time do we spend in front of these prospects and these customers? In 2025, that equated to 165 meetings where it was a business retention or business assistance call. We're really focused on that this year, business retention. There's no piece of business like an existing piece of business because of what it means currently to the county. There's old sales saying an existing piece of business is worth 4 times what a new piece of business is worth. because of the amount of work you have to do to get the new piece of business. So this year, 165 business retention meetings that staff met with a business looking for incentives, looking for new space, looking for workforce. Lisa, where's Lisa? Lisa's here. The critical work that our workforce development folks do, transportation and everything else. Next slide, please. Municipal and county assistance. As you know, we are what I like to refer to as the back room for many municipalities throughout DuPage County who do not have a singular economic development focus. And this year we had 265 meetings and requests for municipal assistance regarding our MAP program or other programs where municipalities needed information, because a lot of times a mayor gets involved, the village manager gets involved, and they need data, they need information to help land that deal for their community. The MAP program, which I'll get into later, has been a real godsend for a lot of these municipalities and helping them with the analytics that they need in order to make a decision for their community. Next slide, please. I mentioned retention. We also do a lot of business attraction meetings. So this is when that RFI comes in. We have to make the phone calls. We have to meet with the people. We have to help determine what their needs are and then go out and find them space or go out and find them the needs that they have or the desires that they have. And in 2025, there was 141 of those meetings. As you can see, that's down a little bit from last year, but we continue to grow in terms of the number of meetings. 2021 and 2022, that was COVID. So we ran the small business grant program for the county in 2021 and 2022. So that those numbers are just a little artificially high. Next slide, please. Our lead sources, we monitor where our leads come from into DuPage County. Next slide, please. We have 3 or 4 primary sources of where we get our leads. Choose DuPage participates in the Greater Chicagoland Economic Partnership, a regional collaboration of 7 collar counties along with the city of Chicago. That's GSEP. This year, 2025, we had 17 leads come into DuPage County from GSEP compared to 14 last year. Again, I just want to emphasize this because this is really notable. The fact that we get 1 lead out of GSEP is amazing because previously those leads would have come into the city of Chicago. And if the city of Chicago did not have a space for them, I can promise all of you that prior to the creation of GSEP, those leads would have been put in the circular file where they would have sat there until Chicago felt that they had a site that worked for that business. Now those leads are being shared amongst 7 collar counties so that we can all have an opportunity to land those leads. Organically, leads that just come in to choose DuPage. They're looking for the county only. They've already done a little research. That's 15 leads this year compared to 9 last year. And our friends at the Illinois EDC, which stands for the Economic Development Corporation of Illinois, formerly known as Intersect Illinois, which is basically the Choose DuPage of the state of Illinois, really seeing a lot of increase from the state of Illinois. 30 leads came in this year. Now, there's a lot more than the numbers that are represented there. These are the leads that had a DuPage County opportunity only, or a DuPage County opportunity as opposed to we need a 500-acre parcel of land to do a big solar field. We just don't have that in DuPage County. So those leads come in, but it's distilled, and these are the ones where there was an opportunity for these to land in DuPage. Next slide, please. So how does that kind of relate to a pretty graph here? About 49% of our leads come from the Illinois EDC. Worth noting that Governor Pritzker and I were on a trade mission to Mexico. They're really stepping up their foreign trade involvement. And this administration is really leaning into economic development opportunities. 28% came from GSEP and about a third, 23% came organically directly into Choose DuPage. Next slide, please. Talked about our municipal analytics program. I'm so excited about this. I wish I could get more municipalities a little more excited about it, but with the hard work of Cindy and the rest of our team, we're getting there. Next slide, please. What is the municipal analytics program? It's a lot of software and data programs that we have available to us through our relationship with GSEP. Things like CoStar, Zoom Info, all kinds of other analytic programs that we are offering to municipalities for $5,000 a year. So as a municipality has a vacant storefront on Main Street or a vacant parcel of land on 63rd Street, and they may or may not know what they want to do with it, or they may think they know what to do with it, but the data may indicate something different. We work with them to get them the information on demographic information. What's the spending habits of people within a 1 mile, 3 mile, 5 mile radius? How many, here I go with my standard example for those of you on this committee, if heard me say it before, here I go again. Why don't I have a Trader Joe's in my downtown? Because there's a Trader Joe's already in the trade area, and if Trader Joe's wanted to be here, they would already be here, but have you thought about this product instead? And then this software can actually give contact information for I hate putting Member Krajewski on the spot, for a Chipotle or a Wendy's, or when a municipality thinks that a Chipotle would be perfect there, but they don't know who to reach out to. Our software now has that ability to give them the contact information so that somebody like Member Krajewski can call a Chipotle real estate person and say, have you thought about 63rd Street? That really matters. Next slide, please. So we started the program in 2024 and we had 5 takers. We're now up to 12 municipalities who participate, and Cindy is working with 9 active prospects. So this is another revenue source for Choose DuPage. 21, hopefully, if we land all 9 of those active prospects, that's another $100,000 worth of revenue for Choose DuPage. But more importantly, it's a resource for those municipalities. Next slide, please. Because I thought many of you would ask me this question, I decided to put a slide together for it. Here are the municipalities that have confirmed their renewals. I won't read them all. Here are the new members, bottom left. Bottom right is the ones who, for whatever reason, declined, either for budgetary reasons or they didn't see the value in the program. And the upper right are the 9 municipalities that are considering this.
Is there a savings for doing this with you guys, or is that the cost, or what?
If a municipality were to purchase, because you can't just go to the internet and get this information. Thank you for that question. If a municipality were to purchase one of the software programs that we offer, it would be about a $10,000 to $20,000 investment. So the short answer is yes, there's an enormous savings. The challenge has been that many municipalities, and to say this politely, kind of wait for the deal, wait for the deal to come to them and then say, okay, maybe we'll figure out a way to fit your square peg into our round hole. What we're trying to say is, here's a tool that you can go and actively prospect those businesses. So yes, it's a tremendous cost savings. Next slide, please. You guys asked us to run Connect DuPage. I just submitted an email to Joan. It's $50,000 grant. That is an annual grant. The good news is that because of efficiencies, private sector involvement, we had a big event here at the county campus last month, private sector sponsorship. We are able to extend our Connect DuPage program for 9 months into 2026 without any additional appropriation from the county. So we will continue the Connect DuPage programs for 9 months, just due to the fact that we have momentum going. We have our social media campaign on this program going, and it's working and it's really efficient. Next slide, please. Kind of by the numbers and what this is all about, as you remember, this is designed to support small business, connect large employers in DuPage County with small businesses and other suppliers. Next slide, please. Rita runs this program. We developed a supplier portal. So any small business goes in, they put their business name in the supplier portal, and then the larger employers who want to do business with small business or women-owned business or any type of business go into the database and they say, I'm trying to buy widgets. Why shouldn't I buy them from somebody in DuPage County? They now have access to a database of those suppliers. Next slide, please. We have registered 132 suppliers in this database. We're up 22%. Again, it's getting a lot of organic growth. We're getting a lot of traction on this program. Almost 17,000 website visits and 217 unique database views. A database view, again, is think of a Molex, think of a Navistar, think of one of the major hospitals going in and saying, I need to buy this. Where can I buy it from? And kudos to Edward Elmhurst Hospital, because they were really the driving force behind this. Their previous CEO, Pam Davis, said, I'm a major healthcare provider in DuPage County and I'm buying toilet paper from Timbuktu. Why shouldn't I buy it locally? I'm happy to buy it locally. Why shouldn't I support small business? Why shouldn't I support women-owned businesses? So the county gave a $50,000 grant, as I mentioned, and we've been running this program for 2 years with great success, in my opinion. Next slide, please. Has also asked us to run Sustainable DuPage. So a little bit about Sustainable DuPage, which is another program that Rita runs point on for us. Next slide, please. This is designed in conjunction with the DuPage County Environmental Department to go into businesses and help them reduce their carbon footprint, help them be green, help all of us have a more sustainable planet. Next slide, please. There's no charge. We've conducted in 2025, Rita and her team did 20 green business assessments. 20, that's notable. That's a lot of businesses that we went in. I won't mention one, but one was a company that took over a big piece of property in DuPage County, rebuilt it from the bottom up. We went in and did an assessment for them and found how much in potential savings for them.
Oh, it was over $100,000 in just one thing.
Wow.
And they had just rebuilt the space using all of their consultants and all of their engineers. And then we were able to find more savings for them. We've hosted 6 events. The other thing that we've done that folks are really liking is we develop a checklist so that if the business doesn't want to do a full-blown assessment, they can do an internal checklist and they can work on it with internal goals. Next slide, please. Marketing is a big, I wish Member Rutledge was here because she was the sustainable goals person. And she was always very, very pro marketing. But we do a lot of marketing about the DuPage difference and reasons for businesses to locate or expand in DuPage County. Next slide, please. Our goals, of course, to establish DuPage County as premier global business location, raise awareness, and promote the commercial real estate that's available in DuPage. We do that through a myriad of ways. Next slide, please. And this is a rather busy slide, but this is kind of the results year to date. 62,000 times people have looked at our website. We have 8,000 email subscribers, 11,000 social media followers, 350 reports have been downloaded from our website through our marketing outreach, and we've had over 1 million digital ad impressions. Behooves me to say, don't forget to follow our podcasts wherever you download your favorite podcasts, because we're doing a bunch of podcasts on all things economic development related in DuPage County. And on the right, those are the top website pages that our visitors visit. I believe, next slide. That concludes my report, my presentation. We thank you for your support in the past. We're not asking for a price increase. We're asking for the renewal of our 2-year service agreement under the same terms that we've always operated under, with the same financial situation we've always operated under.
Thank you, Greg, for a great presentation as always. Are there any questions for Choose DuPage? Yes, Member Krupinski.
Did you get that AI program yet, software where you can track everybody that goes to the events?
Everybody asks me.
Well,
We are-
the village, one of the villages is reaching out because they'd like to participate like they did with this. And
What Member
participate.
Krupinski is referring to is a software program called Placer AI. For those of you who carry a cell phone, sorry, but no matter what you do, Big Brother knows where you're going because of your cell phone. And many municipalities are asking us for Placer AI because they want to know. The example I always use here is a Tuesday night car show in downtown Downers Grove.
Official park.
Official Park. Where does everybody go after the car show? Because the ice cream store closes at 7:30. And if they had data that they could present to the ice cream store to stay open until 8 o'clock. So we are working with our friends at World Business Chicago and 1 or 2 other partners to try. We're in for a third. Placer AI is expensive. It's $80,000. So in our budget, we have 1/3 of that cost budgeted for this year. World Business Chicago has agreed to pick up the other third, and World Business Chicago is working with the other GSEP partners to pick up the final third.
That'll give you the most accurate data.
What I'm really hoping for is when we get Placer AI, I can't imagine a municipality not joining MAP
Right.
once we get Placer AI.
And it stops at Illinois.
It is geo
For
tracked
Illinois.
for Illinois. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Greg. Any other questions? All right, thanks again, Greg.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rita. Thank you, Cindy, for all the work you do. And again, thanks so much to Chair of the Board of Directors, Karen Sherlock, for being here, and Jim Mark, who's here. Thanks so much. Okay, so let's move on to our resolutions. Can I get a motion on EDR 2-25 for the approval of a service agreement between the County of DuPage and Choose DuPage, contract date December 1, 2025 to November 30, 2027. So moved. Can I get a second? That's from Member Eckhoff, motion by Member Glassy. Any questions with regard to the service agreement? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that passes. So now we're going to be moving on to our discussion with regard to the Hotel Transportation Grant Program. And as you guys know, there was the hard copy is actually provided to you, but this was provided to you late last night. Sorry about that. And we are really discussing today about the continuation of this program for the next year, for fiscal year 2026, and whether we could increase it another additional $25,000, considering in the last 6-7 months since we started this program, the $50,000 has just about run out. I believe at last count, we have about $3,000 remaining for the rest of the contract, which ends in March of 2026. So again, this is up for discussion, and I would like to see if we can get some kind of consensus at the very end. I know Member Childress has just left to head to Public Works, but we still have quorum, yes. Okay, so any questions with regard to the Hotel Transportation Grant Program? We do have Beth here to answer any questions, but I think the numbers are pretty clear that from 2024 to 2025, there is a marked increase in the amount of business that we're getting in DuPage. Yeah, any questions? Yes, Member Garcia.
Yeah, remind me, because I'm not on this committee, when did the grant start this year?
It started in March of 2025. And as of, I think today's date, is it $3,700 that we've got remaining? Yes, go ahead, Beth. Mark Petty from DCBB, everybody.
Hello. Real quickly, I just want to let you know, similar to what Choose DuPage does, I do the exact same thing for our hospitality industry. So leads, retention, try to keep those meetings here in DuPage County, right? So as you heard from Jim Staley and from Nathan Karsten, real quickly, we do have really good numbers. We have seen increases. It is challenging to pigeonhole business in a short period of time, but we were able to accomplish it, and it's a very valuable program. So meetings, as you heard from Nathan, will cycle through to the East Coast, to the West Coast, to the South, and to the Midwest again. So this program has been a game changer for us, and so I just wanted to throw that out. One of the questions I think, Chair, you asked me was if not but for, and if not but for this program, North Shore, Meet Chicago Northwest, Chicago Southland, et cetera, all have incentive programs. So this is a very valuable program for our hoteliers, but also to get it across the line and then go into the transportation companies who then drive them to restaurants and attractions and whatnot. So the timing was fantastic. It is a little hard because we have to find business that meets the fiscal year, but it's very worth it for us. So thank you. I hope I answered that.
Yes, Member Glassy, you have a question?
Yeah, so thank you for this. I'm just trying to dissect this.
Yeah, it's a very
information.
hotel centric, and I have my glasses today.
I know the essential need of those. So your revenue year to date is up 8 million. Is
Correct.
that all due
That's-
to, is that 100% due to the incentive
This
program?
is one of the tools. So we have our own little grant program, but we run out of money. So this program was our only incentive from March until now. So yes, I can contribute that to.
So all
this
8
program.
million is 100% due to,
I can't say that for sure,
okay,
but
so then do you know what the increase of revenue, of the incentive
yes,
dollars that were spent, what was the return?
that was on my presentation from last
Last-
month.
Can you just remind me? I don't. Sure.
Sorry, let me do this. So the room revenue was 767, so
Okay.
1,000. We booked an additional 5,375 rooms for 41,000, so not 8 million. I mean, it's a smaller portion.
Understood.
But you have to remember also that the salespeople from each of the hotels, that's part of their work, their regular job is to bring more business in.
Sure. So the dollars spent was. to-
41,900.
To bring in, okay, so we spent 41,000 to bring in 767.
Correct.
Okay.
A great return.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. That's what I was looking for. Thank you.
Of
Yes,
course.
member Eka.
So, are we funding 100% of the transportation, or is each hotel kicking in something?
The hotel is always on our grant application. They have to report what are they doing already to help, whether it's extra Bonvoy points or extra Hilton points. If it's free rooms, free AV, and they are kicking in money too. We also have another grant program that the municipalities are putting in money as well. But that
I'm
program,
just talking about the cost of the transportation
they're kicking in, yes.
by giving perks to the people who use the transportation.
Or they will pay for half the transportation or a portion of it, yes.
And then some of our funds, I think when you and I talked on the phone, that's coming from ARPA money.
It is coming from ARPA interest, so it
Which is-
won't be touching our fiscal year 2026 budget proposal from Chair Conrad.
Right. But it'll also run out.
That's right.
So you gotta be prepared for that. And then it's my understanding, one of the drivers of this was because our room attendance or occupancy is still below what it was COVID.
Correct.
And I'm just-
That's the red number on your report. Occupancy is still down.
And so I'm just wondering, at what point do we say this is the new normal? So, because I don't want, if we're hitting a ceiling and we're not gonna go past that, then you gotta think about whether or not you wanna keep putting money towards something that you're gonna stay there no matter what. And I don't know if that's because more people are going to Chicago or more people just aren't coming to the Midwest or whatever it is. You would know better than I.
I think
but-
we have a great opportunity because obviously Chicago is struggling. And so I think you'll see from our occupancy, even from previous year, is going up. Of course, it's
Well,
gonna
I
be
thought I
some of
heard
the
a
new,
report that Chicago's is going up too.
I'd be happy to bring that report.
Well, I mean, I thought I just heard watching the news or something that they said.
The governor-
A lot better.
The governor did announce that our tourism revenues are up, which is great news. But when Chicago does well, we do well. So it's a whole compression kind of thing. So I think there will be less people that will go to trade shows and conventions, but I think we'll still be able to get back our occupancy. And we're making it up in rate as well. So that's why the revenues are really good.
I think also the public comment, did demonstrate that this, if not, but right, like if it weren't for this incentive, then probably they would be going to Rosemont or another area. So
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted to make sure that they were kicking it too, because they just didn't want to make it a public donation.
When I turn in the report to Mary Catherine as well, the entire grant application has to show everything that they're doing, why, we vetted that piece of business. I know, I'm sorry. Why they're kicking in, how much they kicked in, why it's a good piece of business, why they need it. So we don't just give the grants to, every application.
I understand.
a member Caducey.
Yeah, I think the grant program is very good for DuPage County. I'd be curious, for like non-home rule communities, it's an enterprise fund basically that has to be used for their hotel tax. We don't have any at the county. They can only use 25% for stuff. And I know recently talking with one town, they have like a couple $1 million in reserves in their hotel tax and explain that to them. And now they're looking to go and do direct programs with their hotels, and with the transportation. But I'd be curious, maybe if we get a list from somebody of all the non-home rule communities and what they are sitting on in their hotel tax. And they should be potentially using those grants for their own hotels. We don't have a tax here in DuPage. That's hence why we have to compete against, Cook County has a hotel tax, and pretty much every other county you guys travel to, anybody travels to, you'll see city, state, and county taxes. We don't have one. But the municipalities do have, especially the non-home rules, it's an enterprise fund, can only be used for tourism.
Right.
And so some of these, maybe it's just educating them, as we heard Greg Bedeloff talk about some of the municipalities on the economic side is not taking advantage of it, but be curious to get a report of all the non-home rule communities and how much they have sitting currently now in their reserves. Because I'd like to see the municipalities participate more. We don't have a tax here at the county. And again, once I pointed it out to one municipality, they're actually going out now, having a direct means with their hotels to do transportation programs, because I do believe that is important.
Okay, thank you, Member Petruski, for that good point. And-
I do have our own grant program that does that as well, so that fund is always running out. And those, I get both home rule and non-home rule
Okay,
communities
so
that
we'll,
participate.
we're gonna actually have to look into
That's
that.
fine, just send me
obviously.
the report.
Thank you, but for with regard to this discussion, I would like to do now a consensus vote to see if we are comfortable moving forward with increasing this grant to $75,000 for fiscal year 2026. Can I get a consensus? All right, great, thank you. I think we're gonna be moving this forward then, thanks, guys. All right, now do we have any old business? Oh, yes, and any new business? Yes, Member Martinez.
I just wanted to bring up again what I had brought up in the county board meeting last week regarding beginning the conversation about what we can do to help local businesses who are struggling due to ice activity and the lack of people being out and about shopping and doing their daily business. So because I am very new, I'm not sure how to start that.
Yeah.
But I would appreciate any support to help that conversation.
Thank you. Yes, I would really like to see an initiative like that, and we can talk about this more, but thank you for bringing it up during new business. Lisa, did you want to do an update now, or do you want to do it at the next meeting?
I can just very briefly let you all know that there's no major changes with federal funding. As you know, the government's still in shutdown, but we at the county's Workforce Development Division and working at DuPage, we are safe for the moment. We're able to access our funds. And actually, the Department of Labor, though they're shut down, did obligate the rest of our appropriation for this year, which I have to interpret as a good sign that they believe that the funding is going to be stable for at least this program year. Of course, that can change, but just a brief update to let you know that we seem to be positioned well right now.
And how long is your program year?
Our program year runs, as a reminder, July 1 through June 30th.
Okay, great. That is good. That's great. So the update.
Unless there's a rescission.
All right, any other new business? Okay, without objection, we're adjourned. Thank you.